Alright guys, what's up? So I'm back again with another review, this time of Mass Effect 2. I already did the review of Mass Effect 1, that is, right, as I'm recording this, it's still currently uploading. Obviously just to let you guys know, this is a new phone. I think it is better, but this one does seem to take a little bit longer to actually upload things and stuff, so as I said, so as I'm recording the review of the second game, the first one's still currently uploading, but yeah, so we move on to Mass Effect 2, so as I said, Mass Effect 1, brilliant, really good. Mass Effect 2, on the other hand, wow, amazing. The best game I have ever played in my life, and I still stick by that today. Mass Effect 2 is an absolute masterpiece of a game. Yes, I give the first one 10 out of 10, because I'm a little bit biased when it comes to Mass Effect, I am. But like I said, Mass Effect 1 did have two problems, like I said, which was the whole difficulty and the fact it was a little bit short, right? When I said about Mass Effect 1 like having a pretty simple plot, right? The plot of Mass Effect 2 is probably even more simple, but it works. Do you know what the plot is for Mass Effect 2, right? Recruit the best squad to save the galaxy. That is literally the plot of... No, I mean, obviously there's more bigger story to it and stuff, but the overall scenario is that's what you have to do. Recruit the best squad at your disposal, like, to basically save the galaxy. That is the plot of Mass Effect 2, and that, again, it's so simple, but absolutely works. But, obviously, the start of Mass Effect 2, Jesus, and that, like, honestly, it's a start of a game that you're not really expecting that, like, right at the beginning, like, right, this one is going to have a few spoilers, but I'm just going to say it. Commander Shepard dies at the start of, like, Mass Effect 2, and that the Normandy gets attacked by a collector ship, right? I'll get into the collectors a little bit later, and that they're the main villains of the game, but yeah, the Normandy gets destroyed, and that, like, some of the crew dies, a lot more of them escape, but Shepard dies, basically, like, trying to save Joker, and Shepard's basically suffocates in space, and that then, 2 years later, Shepard's body's found by a group called Cerberus. Now, this group called Cerberus were in Mass Effect 1, but they weren't, like, in it properly. They were like on side quests, right? But obviously it's good that they were implemented into Mass Effect 2 to be like, you know, like a more popular figure, and in Mass Effect like 3 as well, like obviously to come. But like, group called Cerberus spend 2 years reviving Shepard, like bringing you back. Now, it does sound a bit stupid at first, but what I like about it, right, is, you know, when it comes to, if you, like, because the good thing about the Mass Effect games is you can import your, like, character over from the previous game, you know, whether it was, like, on 360 or PS3, like, for example, right? Just say if you were a soldier in Mass Effect 1, if you wanted, you could change, like, your class and make yourself become a biotic or an engineer. Now, I like that because it's like Shepard did get some, like, implants, you know, like, while the body was getting revived, so you could have been tweaked a little bit and changed slightly, you know, to be a little bit more advanced. Now, in a world of Mass Effect, that is great. And that, I mean, obviously, like, you would do that anyway. I mean, technically, you could have been a biotic anyway on the first game. It doesn't matter. But the fact is that Shepard could have been tweaked, because there's a character called Jacob Taylor, right, who you meet, like, when you wake, like, because you wake up in the facility and it's obviously, like, being attacked, right? I'm not going to go through, like, the whole, like step-by-step of the game. I'm just telling you, like, a few, like, key points, but this is what a character called Jacob Taylor, like, says, and that he's like a head of, like, security of, like, of the station that you're revived in, and he even says, you're still you just might have a few bits and pieces now, like, extra bits and pieces now, and I don't really like that, but yeah, so, like I said, Shepard's, like, basically, like, brought back from the dead, like, a bit, or rebuilt if you want, and that by obviously Cerberus, and and Cerberus is run by the Illusive Man, voiced by Martin Sheen, by the way. Great actor, Martin Sheen, really good actor. Also a very good performance by Martin Sheen as the Illusive Man. I think he's, like, does a pretty good job as, like, voice actor for the Illusive Man. But basically, like, Cerberus, they are villains in that, but it's kind of a situation where like, Cerberus used Shepard, and Shepard uses Cerberus. It's like enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? Where they both need each other, like, so they can, like, defeat the collectors, and that, like, obviously a collector ship which obviously destroyed the Normandy at the beginning of the game, and obviously, like, you know, killed Shepard. But it's basically like the collectors are abducting colonists and that like all like like through the like across the galaxy, and that for like different like purposes and stuff, like experimentations and stuff like that. And basically, like it says, your job is to go out and recruit the best, the best possible squad to save the galaxy. It's that simple. But no, I do really love Mass Effect 2. It's absolutely great. I mean, the combat's 10 times better than what was in the first one. Even though, like I said, the combat isn't the be all and end all, but the combat is really enjoyable in Mass Effect 2. It's so good. Because in the first Mass Effect, I forgot to mention this, but in the first Mass Effect, you don't actually have like ammo. You've just got like laser like rounds, like lasers, like kind of. It was kind of like that, like a bit hard to explain and stuff. But like like the gun, basically your weapons would like overheat and that, so you didn't really need ammo. But you've got thermal clips like on Mass Effect 2 and obviously Mass Effect 3. But you have like like incendiary rounds and like shock rounds and stuff. You had that in the first game as well and stuff, but obviously like it seems more effective and it seems to work a lot better in Mass Effect 2 in my opinion. But there's a lot of new characters in Mass Effect 2. There's a few like old familiar faces, but there's a hell of a lot of new characters. Now, the one new character that I am going to talk about, I mean, when you look at my channel, right, I call this channel like Thane ME2, right? ME2, obviously Mass Effect 2 favourite game, but Thane Krios is a new character in Mass Effect 2, and he is, I love him. I love Thane Krios. He's absolutely amazing. He's basically an assassin who's obviously dying, and obviously you recruit him and that. So obviously it's like a situation where he's not bothered whether he lives or dies, because obviously he's dying anyway, and he wants to do some good in the galaxy and that, before he like actually like passes away. But the best thing about Thane Krios is his stories about his personal like life, about past assassinations, because his species is called Drell, and they can actually like go through like their own life again, like the eyes go like black, and then basically like rewatch like how their lives went, so if like acting them out again and stuff. It's like, but his stories like really good, quite emotional as well at times, like some of the stuff he talks about. I feel sorry for him as well. I think that's why I'm really attached to the character like Thane Krios, because his stories are really good. I mean, he's a hell of an assassin as well for someone that is dying as well, because obviously it's hard for like him to breathe and like not being on his own planet and stuff. But like his stories are just really good. So he's my favourite character. But the music as well. Now I didn't mention anything about the music on the first one. The music's like fine on the first one. Like, don't get us wrong. But the music in this game is absolutely fantastic. It's the Suicide Mission like music. It's the Suicide Mission music, and it's the end credits music. I think it was done by Jack Wall and a few others. Whether you're a fan of Mass Effect or not, go on YouTube and type in like Mass Effect 2 end credit music or Mass Effect 2 Suicide Mission music. The music is absolutely brilliant. It's so like it's blood pumping, gets your adrenaline going and stuff. And also when I do listen to it a lot. Like sometimes I go back to it, right, and it actually kind of makes us a bit sad and a little bit emotional as well, because I just miss the good old days and that of playing like Mass Effect in general. Obviously, I can't play the trilogy anymore, like unfortunately, because my 360 like is knackered, and also I haven't got the games anymore. So yeah, but honestly, like the music's brilliant. But the Suicide Mission, right, it's the best mission I've ever played in my life on any game. Now, because there's a lot riding on the line. If you don't prepare for the Suicide Mission properly, you're gonna fail. To succeed in the Suicide Mission, you need to get every single upgrade for the ship. You need to earn every crew member's loyalty, which is important. The side missions, alright, I will admit, some of the loyalty missions aren't as like interesting as others. Some might feel like a little bit, I wouldn't say boring, just like a little bit, like, oh, do I have to like go through this? But technically you have to, because in the end it's worth it, because if you don't earn loyalty of your crew, then you're not going to feel, like, you don't feel the Suicide Mission, but you'll lose a lot of the crew, potentially even Shepard, and like you might even die as well. So you've got to basically get every single upgrade. You've got to earn the crew's loyalty, and you've got to make every single decision right when you do it. Like start like the Suicide Mission, because once you launch that Suicide Mission, that's it, no going back, and that's what I absolutely love, because the whole game builds up to that point. of that suicide mission. Like once you start, and it's just like, oh come on, let's go. And that, but again, like I says, it's not the action that makes it. It's the whole dialogue, like the story, like the characters, and I mean the characters are a hell of a lot more like enjoyable. I mean, like I said, I loved talking to the crew on the first like Mass Effect. I love it on all three, but Mass Effect 2 in particular is like some of the best. Like when you're like interacting with the crew and stuff. So here's the PlayStation as like background light. It's gonna go in rest mode, but yeah, absolutely love Mass Effect 2, and also the end of the Mass Effect 2 is quite dramatic, which obviously like builds up for like Mass Effect 3, which obviously I'm gonna get onto like after this, but yeah, Mass Effect 2 for me, it's the best game I've ever played. It's my favourite game of all time. It's an absolute masterpiece. There is no problems with it at all. Great voice performances, and that the music's great, the game's just great overall. It's absolutely perfect. 10 out of 10. Like I said, I know Mass Effect 1 was 10 out of 10, but I did have 2 problems with it, but just like small problems. But Mass Effect 2, it's not too short, it's not too long, it's just perfect. 10 out of 10, absolute masterpiece, best game I've ever played. And I think a lot of like people do usually like say that Mass Effect 2 is the best in the series. On IMDb, it's 9.6 out of 10. I mean, I think a lot of people are split between Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3, but I'm going to explain like a Mass Effect, like my Mass Effect 3 review, why I do still believe Mass Effect 2 is better, like in my opinion. So yeah, but obviously we'll go on to that in, like soon. But yeah, guys, always have enjoyed the review. If you have, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're not, really appreciate it, and I'll be back with the Mass Effect 3 review. Take care.